leading to hilarious consequences with a bucket. And now it's time for the next instalment of The Orchard, the everyday story of country food. Appleworm has been released in the orchard by the squire, who is determined to put it out of business. Meanwhile, for Alison Towbridge, it is good news as the hotel thrives. Tam Bitterdale waits outside the village school. At last! I thought them kiddies were never coming out.
Well, we've got the place to ourselves now. Come in, Tam.
Thank you, Miss Harcourt.
Do call me Violet, Tam. Oh, I should have to call you Mr. Bitterdale.
Oh, all right then, Violet.
Let's get started.
I'm ever so grateful you teaching me to read. I'm ashamed of how I wasted my time when I was at school.
Now you're trying to better yourself. You should be proud.
It must be wonderful to be able to read.
What sort of things do you want to read, Tam?
Books and newspapers and labels on tins and what they put in them sweets that go fizzy. And I want to read posters and what folk have written on the wall at the Bush and Bull.
Yes, well, let's start with small steps. Page 5, where we left off.
Yes, Miss Harcourt. Violet. The cow goes moo. The pig goes...
oink.
Oink. The dog goes woof.
Woof, woof, woof,
Woof. The horse...
Yes,
goes...
Come on now, Tam. You know what noise a horse makes. N. Nay.
Oh.
Let's move on to Mother's washing list. On Mother's washing list today, there are
soap flakes.
I don't understand. The worms had nearly all gone, but now they're back worse than ever. Colin says all these trees will have to be felled. There might be another way, Jeff.
What other way can there be?
Well...
Oh. When you say another way, you mean the other one.
His granddad knows all the old country remedies for appleworm. He says they've never failed.
Well, if that's the case, why didn't he tell my uncle?
Well, he tried, but Sakaya wouldn't listen. Said he was talking rubbish.
I expect he is.
Oh, the alternative is ruin, Jeff. Isn't anything worth a try?
All right. The old man can try. But I'm not having that boy on my property.
I'm not your property.
What?
I mean, the orchard belongs to us both.
Yes, you're right. We're in this together. Do you know, I was wondering if perhaps we should cut our losses. Maybe if the squire is still interested in buying the place.
Oh, no. Your uncle wanted the orchard to stay in the family. We must succeed.
You're right, darling. Yes, I'll go round and see old Mr. Bitterdale now.
You'd like to stay on till the end of a week? Certainly. I'm so pleased you're enjoying your stay. Hello, Mothole Hotel. May I help you? August. Oh, I'm afraid we've no rooms left for August. September for 4 nights. Yes. Arriving when? Oh, I see. How lovely. Yes, if it's a small one.
The hotel is doing well, Mother.
Well, it's thanks to bottled plums and crisp napkins.
Of course. Alison has taken to it, though, hasn't she?
Well, I was happy to help. Don't mention it. Wise advice and guidance, it's all she lacked.
Yes, Mother. Maybe I should put in some more hours. I mean, I love selling agricultural machinery, as you know, but this place could be a real gold mine.
Don't give up the job you love, Tony. The future of the hotels is always uncertain. Besides, you're doing Glossop tomorrow, aren't you?
Yes, I do like Glossop.
Isn't it where that girl who used to be your secretary lives? She was a nice girl. 17 French tourists. Oh, that's not a problem at all. In fact, our dinner menu has lots of French words on it, so they'll feel at home. That's enough for today, Tam.
Righto. Thank you, Violet.
Why not take the book home to practice?
Oh, better not. If my brothers see it, I'll get stick. I practice with the newspaper, the small words, if, and, but, that sort of thing.
Well, that's better than nothing. But you shouldn't be ashamed of learning to read. Your brothers should support you.
They can read already. I want to surprise them. When I can read proper, I shall take down Grandad's Bible, open it random like so we know I ain't learned it off by heart, and I shall read out those beautiful words.
It's read properly, not read proper.
Oh, you're so clever, Miss Harcourt. I'd better be going.
All right, Tam. And remember, it's Violet.
May I come in?
Neville. Oh, this is a surprise.
Is it?
Yes.
Thought I might walk you home.
It's only a 10-minute walk.
Oh, Violet.
Neville, what would your father say?
Oh, he'd probably say it's too far, but he hates walking.
I meant about you and me.
Is there a you and me?
Well, I don't know. Yet. I have to go out now. But I'm about to serve luncheon.
Well, you can manage that alone, surely.
Yes, I can, perfectly. Only usually you make such a fuss. If not, then you ought to take on better staff. That woman barely cleans, and that personage in the kitchen who supposedly helps to cook, Mrs. Bidderdale, cleans very well, and Janice is invaluable preparing and tidying up.
I'm not planning to be long. You better make a start on dinner.
We call it luncheon now.
Silly old...
Oh, good morning, Mount Hole Hotel. How can I help you? Of course, yes. You're coming for poor Canon Waters' funeral. I have some rooms I've kept specially for mourners.
It was awful, Bishop. I was being treated like a common criminal.
Oh, I'm sure. I myself have never been treated as a common criminal. Indeed, as a bishop, I should hope that if I was a criminal, I would be treated as a specific type worthy of my calling. But I can imagine only too vividly how wretched it must be.
The police had to let me go, of course. I mean, there was no question the fall was an accident.
And thankfully they've now released the body, so we can lay him to rest.
And I can take up my duties as the new vicar.
I'm not sure we should be too precipitate.
But, Bishop, I've been wronged. If I'm not confirmed as vicar, people will always wonder why.
Dear Dr. Mandible, a little patience is all. Now, I shall go across to the church for a while and rejoin you for supper.
A church? Why?
Why, to pray, of course.
Oh, pray, yes. Oh, good idea. I'll join you.
Oh, how kind, but no. A little silent contemplation will do us both good, I feel.
Yes. See you at supper.
Now, what does this note say? She would like to meet me in the church at 4 o'clock for an important private word about poor Cuthbert. I wonder what that can be.
You really think it'll work, Mr. Bidderdale?
Or...
Potent stuff, that is. I remember my daddy and granddad mixing up some of that one hot summer. I was knee-high to a grasshopper, but can we make a start?
Or...
What happens first? Well, first of all, I'd rather hear it from Mr. Bidderdale. He knows what he's talking about.
Or...
It's bubbling.
Or...
You can't paint it onto every single apple.
I don't understand how it works, then.
It's too complicated for me. Can't you explain it in words of one syllable? Well, you paint it on to a few of the big apples, and the worms come. They eat it. Then they go on to the next tree, and the next, spreading the poison, worm to worm.
Meanwhile eating all my apples?
No. They want to. They want to bite into that succulent apple flesh. Their tiny worm mouths are watering, salivating for that crisp bite of apple.
Yes?
but once they took that first bite, they was done for. They go from tree to tree, but only leaving death, for they will never eat again.
Oh, splendid. I hope it works.
Oh,
Oh dear, oh my word. Mother, what's the matter, Mother?
Is she ill?
I had some bad news, that's all. I'm feeling a little giddy. Sit here.
Is she ill, Tony?
I've come from Dr. Clark.
She is ill.
Dr. Clark? Are you ill, Mother?
Of course she is. Look at that pasty face.
He gave me some upsetting news.
How long have you got left, Betty?
Upsetting news, Mother? What is the matter?
She's dying, Tony. We must accept it. I'll help you through.
I'm not dying, you silly woman. No, he won't kill me. Oh, I've had a shock. Yes, but that's all. I'll get over it. If Dr. Clark and his potty wife think that they have beaten me, well, they have got another think coming.
No, she's all right.
will the orchard be saved again? What will the squire do if it is? Is romance blossoming between Violet and Neville? What will the squire say if it is? A mysterious guest arrives at the hotel. Felicity puts her foot down. The writer this week is Norman Lebastable Hetherington. The fruitery consultant is Professor Max Gravity. And the editor is Silas Haverstock. The orchard is set in a non-specified geographical location.